You see, guys, I have a purpose. I'm here in life to give information. I'm here to express myself. And there's nothing in the world that's much better for me than to be around myself every single day. I mean, you must understand that what I feel in my heart right now, in terms of everything that's going on, is information. I mean, in a sense, so I have to learn something. I have to really, really broadcast my thoughts out there into the world, because I may have a kid, I may have kids, I may have a wife, and now I know that my wife won't go through my information like my kids will, for example, because my kids are going to be much more, let's say, interested in what I have to say than my wife, for example. I mean, in a sense, because my wife doesn't want to go through thousands of hours of information that I've already given. I mean, in a sense, but the thing is that maybe she's willing to. I mean, if I meet a woman who's willing to read everything from me, actually, that's the woman that's truly worth my desire. I mean, you're saying, I mean, the one that actually wants to always be with you in a way that wants to learn from you. So if you get a woman or a man who wants to learn from you on a daily basis, I promise you that's the best ideal. So you must understand that if you want to go around people, you have to learn something. So for example, when you go around poker people, and when you're playing poker, I promise you there's information going around, but it's nothing really, let's say business and strategies and confidence and skills to master the game of life. I mean, yes, I mean, it's not really something that's going to really escalate you in a way that's going to better your legacy, for example. I mean, poker doesn't better your legacy. Poker gambles your legacy away, okay? And you have to learn that. And if you want to win at poker, for example, poker cards or any kind of gambling machines or any kind of gambling, I mean, you have to understand to go away from it. I mean, you understand, because gambling, in the end of the day, doesn't help anyone. I mean, you must understand. So the thing is that caffeine doesn't help anyone. I mean, you must understand, it may give you energy, and now caffeine is something that gives you energy. I mean, it gives you a boost. I mean, it gives you focus. I mean, it gives you confidence to some extent. I mean, it gives you the vibe that you need to keep pushing. I mean, you must understand, I've been having coffee for the past 24 hours, and I haven't slept for 48 hours, okay? I've not slept for 48 hours, I've been drinking coffee, okay? And the thing is that I'm motivated. Look at me, I'm still up and awake, okay? And the thing, that's the thing about coffee. But the thing is that I'm trying to quit coffee, okay? And I'm trying to get off the coffee because I want to be able to sleep early and I want to get up early for myself, and I want to have a regimen in my life. I want to be peaceful. I want to be making sure every single day in my life that I wake up to the nice and beautiful sun, and I want to beat the sun every single day. I want to make sure every single day that I hold to Grant Cardone's words when he always beats the sun up. I mean, he always makes sure that he wakes up before the sun comes up. I mean, yes, and I mean, that's how you have to live. I mean, you have to understand that if you want to live life and if you want to go somewhere in life, you can do it. I promise you, you can do it. You can achieve anything that you set your mind to. I promise you, if you're just willing to do it. I promise you, you have to understand, you have to be willing to go through some feelings of anxiety and fear to get to the other side. I mean, so make sure you understand there's nothing to fear and there's no anxiety in your body right now. I promise you, like, for example, you may be someone who's addicted to drugs, for example, like methamphetamine, or maybe addiction to heroin. I mean, you have to understand that you have to live your life, okay? You have to live your life, but the thing is that no matter what, you can overcome all your demons. You have to understand that no matter what your physical pain body is saying to you, you have to understand how to dissociate from your body, and you have to understand how to dissociate from your mind, okay? You have to dissociate from life, okay? And you must understand that if you dissociate so much about everything, then you have to understand that you have to learn that once you come to the point of conclusion that you're going to dissociate from all your thoughts, then you're going to be able to go and reach a nice and beautiful life for yourself. And you must understand that it's much more, when I dissociate myself from things, I never dissociate myself from information. I dissociate information in terms of being able to replicate information in a different way, and I dissociate information by categorizing it in different ways to be able to go and express it in different ways. So the best conversation I've had with myself and with other people is with myself. I mean, you must understand that the best conversations in life is when you're on a video camera and you're expressing yourself and you're expressing something of your nature. You're going somewhere and you're giving life advice, I mean, you have to understand that's the only thing that's worthy in life. Actually, there's nothing else worthy to do in life other than making sure that you're leaving a great legacy behind. So every single day I'm understanding that if you really want to succeed, then you have to understand it's much more about understanding that no woman's going to understand you, and nobody's going to understand you like you are going to understand yourself. And you have to understand that people are scared. I mean, they're afraid to meet new people. I mean, you have to understand they have anxiety to meet new people. And the thing is that they lack social skills, okay? They lack ability to be able to talk to other people in a positive way. And you must understand that these people are not being able to teach people. I mean, they're not somebody that you want to be hanging around in life, okay? And the reason is because they're not adding value consistently on a daily basis. I promise you, they're just wasting time. I promise you, they're going poker. I promise you, they're doing things that is not adding value to the planet. And now they may be adding value to the planet in other ways, but not in the way of building a great legacy for themselves. I mean, look at Brian Tracy. I mean, Brian Tracy is a resource and he's information. And if you understand him and how he goes about life, I mean, he has rich habits. I mean, this guy has a healthy life. I mean, he has old age. I mean, you must understand he goes about life in a different way than many people, okay? And if you really, really study the successful people, you're going to understand something, that all the successful people of the world never do drugs, okay? And that's the bottom line, okay? So make sure you understand that. For example, when I went on TikTok, for example, I asked these women questions, for example. I love to ask women questions. I understand that. The thing is that the only thing that breaks me in terms of life is that it never breaks me, but it's like I have to talk to them via social media to be able to get to a woman. I mean, you understand? But the thing is that I don't have to approach a woman to talk to her. I mean, just like you guys don't have to approach a man or woman to talk to them. You never have to approach anybody to talk to them, okay? And you must understand to never ever put yourself in a position where you have to do something that you don't want to, okay? And you must understand that if you want to do it, I promise you, then you can. But you must understand to face the rejection, okay? And you must understand that rejection happens. And sometimes you must understand that I was in a nightclub, for example, and this woman was dancing and I was looking at her like this. I was looking at her, I was like this to her. And she was just eyeing another guy out. I mean, she was just looking at the next guy. I mean, she was not looking at me at all. And the more I tried for her to go toward her, the more she would disengage from me and go to the other guy. I mean, you see, and then eventually the security guard had to stop me from pursuing her because she said no to me fucking 10 times. I mean, you see, so the thing is that once a woman says no to you, move on. And you must understand that no matter what, make sure you never chase a woman because your self-worth devalues. I mean, the more you chase somebody that doesn't want you, the more you devalue yourself. I mean, you're saying, I mean, if you're so desperate for sex, like, you must understand, I was so desperate for sex that I had sex with ugly women, okay? I mean, ugly women, I mean, you must understand, these women were beautiful. I mean, they're beautiful women. But the thing is that they didn't have the body that I imagine for a woman to have, okay? And you must understand that they didn't have the qualities that I want in a woman, okay? I mean, you must understand that I was having sex with just random people, for example, and these women were obese. I mean, they were very obese and they weren't taking care of themselves. And it was just desperate. I was just so desperate. And you have to understand that if you want to go through life doing something that's going to help you to succeed, you have to understand to never be desperate for sex. I mean, learn that. I mean, learn to understand to never be desperate for sex. I understand I met a guy online and he is a virgin and he's like 32 years of age and he's never had sex in his life and he's very smart. I mean, he reads a lot of books out there and I taught him something. I said, it's not what you know, I promise you, it's what you do with what you know. I mean, in a sense, so the thing is that I can give you all the information of the world, but if I'm not doing it myself, then I'm living a lie, okay? I mean, do you understand? If I'm not doing my own information, if I'm not consistent on terms of my own information and what I have to provide into the world, then I'm not happy to some extent. But some extent, in terms of some extent, I'm happy. I'm always happy to some extent, okay? Even though I have bad habits, even though I may have bad habits in life, I understand that what's important is understanding that I keep going. And even through the bad times, and the good times in life, I make sure to enjoy myself as much as possible. So if I'm smoking a cigarette, or if I'm drinking coffee, and I go back on my promises, for example, I say, hey, live to fight another day, okay? Live to fight another day. I mean, never give up, never give up. I have hope that I can do better. I mean, yes, I have hope that I can prosper. I have hope that I can go and express myself even more. Because my true happiness in life is being able to express myself to people who want to listen to me. I mean, people undervalue me. I mean, you must understand, people undervalue me so much that they don't believe in what I know. I mean, they don't believe in my information. I mean, that's the biggest mistake. I mean, their biggest mistake in life is not getting to learn Danny Milivojevic. And that's the thing about me. I mean, you must understand that what I've taught you already, in terms of what I've gave you already, is something quite incredible. And you must understand, I've gave you so much that you don't even know how much I gave you. I mean, you must understand that you have to get to the point of understanding that I broke through demons. I broke through scenarios of communicational skills that you must understand that before I was so scared to get up on video camera. I was very afraid to speak my mind on a video. I mean, do you understand? And I started slowly. And how did I start slowly? I started becoming my best version, okay? And slowly I started becoming my best version. And then I said, hey, I want to teach people how to become their best versions. I mean, you understand? And that's what I'm teaching today. Even though I am my worst version right now. I mean, you understand? I am my worst version, but I'm still teaching people how to become their best version, okay? And now, am I living a lie? I promise you, yes, to some degree. But also, I'm not living a lie because I can show you the way. I can show you the way, and you have to follow it, okay? You have to follow the way, okay? The way is life. I mean, the way is information. So every single day that when I express myself even more, and when I do something even for Jesus Christ, I said before this video, I'm doing this for you, Jesus Christ. I'm understanding that I see women out there, I see beautiful women with other guys. I see women out there who never ever would dream to go for me. And it's a shame. I mean, it's a shame that they don't want to go for me because I'm such a nice guy and I have a lot to give. I mean, but the thing is that I move on. I don't reminisce on the past. I self-reflect upon everything I've done, and I try to teach you my life. I try to teach you as much as possible, because you have to understand that if you are my kids watching this, or if you are anybody watching this right now, then guess what? I promise you, you have to learn. You have to grow. You have to understand every single day you have to express yourself. And if you don't express yourself, then nobody's going to express it for you. I mean, you must understand every single day you have to learn how to grow yourself with what you have. Okay, so when you grow yourself with what you have to learn to understand that when you go on TikTok, or when you go on information sites, or when you go somewhere, you have to have full of life in you. I mean, you have to understand, you have to be full of life. And then people are going to notice you. I promise you, people are going to notice that there's something about you in the corner. I promise you, there's something around you that's very positive and vibes are coming from you. But people are not going to quite understand exactly what's happening, but they're going to understand that you have some kind of aura. I mean, you have this aura about you, and you have this shining effect about you. And I want you to get to that stage. I want you to experience what I've experienced in my life, and I've experienced my best version, okay? And now, it's not difficult to become your best version. I promise you, it's simple disciplines every single day. And you must understand every single day that when you discipline yourself, you can do anything. And you have to understand that people have to go and recognize you for who you are. But they're not going to recognize you if you don't step up. I promise you, if you don't step up to be a leader, I promise you, if you don't step up to do something to help your life, I promise you, nobody is going to recognize you. And that's the thing. And that's probably the biggest regret that people have. And my mum, for example, I asked her today, and I said to my mum, I said, Mum, why don't you ever send me a video of yourself? I mean, why don't you show yourself on camera? I mean, why don't you show yourself on video while talking to me on video via WhatsApp? I mean, why don't you show me a video of yourself? And she said that she hates that. I mean, she hates talking about herself on a video camera. I mean, you understand? I mean, she hates also looking at herself. I mean, she hates looking at herself. My mum has a low self-esteem about herself, but she's never going to admit this. And that's the thing about my mum. She's a big hypocrite, okay? My dad's a big hypocrite, okay? But my dad has far more communicational skills in front of people, okay, in terms of large audiences than my mum, okay? But my mum has better communicational skills to be able to talk to me than my dad, okay? And now my mum is not the type of woman that can stand up in front of a crowd and speak. But if she has to, I promise you she can do it. I mean, I promise you that if it's my wedding day and I say, Mum, give us a few words, I promise you she'll say, hi everybody, I am Danny's mum, and whatever, and she'll start to blossom. I mean, she'll start to really vibe with everything. I mean, you understand? So my mum can step up, but she doesn't step up as much as possible. I mean, you understand? My dad doesn't step up as much as possible. I also don't step up as much as possible, okay? But the thing is that I step up as much as possible in other ways, okay? And you must understand that in overall, I mean, am I stepping up overall? I'm stepping up overall in some kind of way. But in some kind of way, I'm letting myself down. I'm letting myself down with cigarettes. I'm letting myself down with caffeine, okay? And the thing is that I'm somebody who just stopped caffeine, but how long am I going to be stopping for in terms of, I mean, how long am I going to be stopping caffeine for? I don't know, because sometimes something happens and I feel this weird feeling and I have this weird aura about me in terms of, it's not an aura, I mean, it's just something that is just anxiety and it's just feeling tension and all this kind of stuff going on in my heart. And I feel tiredness, I feel like just like an energy boost. So I just reach for the coffee. I mean, they're saying, and it's like the coffee is the trigger. I mean, the coffee is the thing that gets me up. I mean, they're saying, and without coffee, then I am so sloggy. I mean, I'm so all over the place. I'm not even myself without coffee. I mean, they're saying. So the thing is that when I go away from coffee and when I stay away from coffee, it's like that I'm not even myself anymore. But the thing is that I am myself, but I'm just learning how to abstain from coffee for a time being, because eventually I understand, because I've done it before, that eventually I will start to prosper with energy and I will start to have natural energy without coffee. And that's the thing. So I want to get myself back to health. And now, do I have my health right now? I don't have my health at the moment. And you must understand, my health, it has to be the number one thing in my life. And you must understand that I've made mistakes in my life. I've made mistakes in my health department the most in life. And now I grew up with a dad. I grew up with a dad that smoked cigarettes around me. I grew up with parents that smoke around me. I grew up with family that smokes around me. And I picked up this bad habit of smoking. I mean, you understand? So the thing is that I hanged around with people that smoke cigarettes. I hang around with people that drink alcohol. And I'm not much of a drinking alcohol type of guy. I don't drink alcohol. I really, you have to understand that I don't dislike alcohol. I don't hate alcohol, but it doesn't make me feel good. And you must understand that alcohol is like, I mean, it makes me so sloggy that it doesn't make me feel good. I mean, it doesn't trigger me. I mean, alcohol doesn't trigger me to drink alcohol. I mean, you understand? I mean, alcohol triggers me to kill myself. I mean, you have to understand. I mean, cigarettes don't trigger me to kill myself, but alcohol does. I mean, alcohol is like the worst thing. I mean, it's like when you drink alcohol, I mean, one beer won't do much. 2 beers won't do much. 3 beers, you'll start maybe feeling it. 3 beers, 4 beers, 5 beers, up to the 6th beer, you actually start feeling dozy, and you'll start feeling sluggish, and you'll start feeling like, oh, I mean, where's my energy gone? I mean, like alcohol just drains your energy. I mean, you must understand. So, so what do I do when everything is draining my energy? I pick up coffee. I mean, coffee is the thing that I reach for. When everything, like cigarettes, for example, cigarettes drains my energy away. I mean, like I'm a chain smoker, to be honest. So when I chain smoke, I'm like, you don't want to be around me when I'm chain smoking. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna hit you. I'm not angry. I'm not angry while I chain smoke. I'm not an angry person. I'm not a grumpy person either. I mean, for example, I can wake up in the morning and I can go without cigarettes and alcohol and drugs, and I won't be grumpy. I have an attitude that doesn't get grumpy. I'm never grumpy. I'm never angry, and I try to never get angry. I mean, in a sense, so that's my biggest challenge in life. So the thing is that when I abstain from cigarettes, I start to feel anxious. I start to feel this tingling feeling like I'm doing better, and I can feel it. And I was driving my car just to Office Works over here, and Office Works is this supermarket provider which is like for technology in Australia. And I breathe. I was like 3 hours without a cigarette. I said to myself, I feel better. I feel better. I feel better without a cigarette. But the thing is, then I start feeling anxious again. I start feeling anxious, and that anxious feeling is like, it doesn't want to go away. It's like biting at me in my mind. It's hitting me in my mind. It's hitting me in my body. In a sense, so I'm learning to experience life, and you must understand that that's what cigarettes is, and it's not withdrawal pangs. I promise you, it's not withdrawal pangs that does that. I promise you, it's really that it's like, for example, when you don't reach for a cigarette anymore and you're a smoker, it's like suddenly that feeling that comes around you is like an anxious type of feeling, like fear, like, whoa. It's like discomfort. In a sense, so the thing is that when I sit down, and you must understand, I went to poker tonight. I won at poker. I won $400. And I said to myself, I was coming back home. And I said, when I come back home, I need a cigarette. And why was that? I was just feeling like this. I was feeling like that. And you must understand, I was just agitated. And that's what it is. Agitation. It's not like methamphetamine or anything, but you must understand that it's like this feeling. This feeling that I just have to have a cigarette. And then once I have a cigarette, I sit down. And then I reach for a coffee. And then more cigarettes. And then and then and I do that for 1 hour. I smoke. When I sit down and I smoke for 1 hour straight. Straight. I don't have a break. You understand? And that's how bad it is. You understand? So that's smoking cigarettes. And how can you function? How can you function like that? You can never function like that. You understand? So it's like coffee and cigarettes go together. And if you want to quit cigarettes, quit the coffee first. And that's what I've done before. I quit the coffee first, okay? And then I went 30 days without coffee. And then I was suddenly confident to quit the nice and beautiful cigarettes, okay? And now everything's beautiful, okay? And now from that point on, I started to get better. I started to eat better. I started to do everything better. I had more energy. I was losing weight. I was doing much better in life. And now suddenly I got angry one time. And I called the police. Unfortunately, the police put me in hospital. And suddenly my life came crashing down. All of a sudden, I started eating a lot of carbs in the hospital over there. And all they were feeding you is potatoes, rice, Weet-Bix. Potato, rice, Weet-Bix. Potato, rice, Weet-Bix. And that's all I was eating. And some fruit and veggies like peas, green peas, and carrots. And that's it. For 6 weeks, I was just eating that. And I packed on the pounds. I put on weight. Because why? Because I was eating rice and potatoes. And then I came to the point, I said to myself, how is it possible that I'm gaining weight? I'm gaining weight, but I'm a vegan. I'm gaining weight, but I'm a vegan. How is that possible? You must understand that vegans don't gain weight. There's no chance that a vegan can gain weight. A true vegan understands its knowledge. A true vegan understands what to eat. Okay? But if you eat vegan processed foods, of course you can gain weight, even though you're vegan, okay? But you must understand there's information out there that's going to help to provide you the resources you need, and that's me. I promise you, I'm going to provide you that information. So you must understand that you have to have low carb foods. Okay, low carb foods. Never eat potato, never eat rice. I never eat rice and potato anymore. I promise you, when I see meat, I stay away from it. I mean, you must understand, over here, I'm having nuts tonight. I promise you, when I go sleep, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna be hungry. I'm gonna get myself a spoon, I'm gonna put beer nuts, in a nice and beautiful bowl. I'm just gonna eat nuts. I'm just gonna eat nuts. And that's it. And I promise you, I'm not having meat, okay? So the thing is that if you want to express yourself, you have to understand to learn how to give a story about yourself, and you have to learn every single day to understand what you're doing. So I'm happiest when I'm actually giving a story. I'm happiest when I'm actually doing something around my favor and around myself every single day. So you must understand that if I really want to benefit myself every single day, I use a pen and I talk with a pen. Okay, I talk with a pen. I reminisce about something that I'm really saying. I'm doing something that's really nice and beautiful for me, and a pen helps me to think. So when I hold a pen in my hand, for example, I'm actually always thinking in a better way. And I'm understanding if you want to understand how to think in a better way, then you have to do a better way, okay? And you have to understand always to imaginate yourself doing better. I mean, you're saying imaginate that you can do better. I mean, imaginate all the scenarios that you can do better every single day. So you always have to understand there's always a way forward and there's always a way to move up in life. So for example, every single day I do something, I'm always successful because I'm understanding that I'm doing something that's favorable. But you have to understand, I have so much information. I have so much resources. I have so much information I can give you. That information that I give you, I give it to you in different ways. And that information drives me, and that information motivates me to be able to speak. I mean, it motivates me to function. I mean, it motivates me to be positive. I mean, it motivates me to have a great attitude. And how did I get this information? I read, okay? I read as much as possible. And now, because I'm a vivid reader now. I'm a vivid reader right now. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is when I read now, I read while I drive, I read while I clean, I read while I walk, I read while I sleep, I read while I shower, I read while I bath, I read all the time. I'm always reading, okay? And I'm always working. I promise you, if I'm not doing videos, I'm reading something. I promise you, if I'm not writing something down, I'm either doing Netflix and reading at the same time. And you must understand, I'm doing Netflix, for example. I'm watching Netflix, I'm watching images. I have a nice and beautiful pen over here, and I've showed you guys already how to do it. And what I'm understanding over here, just to repeat it, is you swipe over the nice and beautiful Netflix toolbar, and you must understand Netflix has a toolbar, okay? And you swipe over it with a pen, okay? And this pen has a rubber at the end of it. So what you do is you do this, okay? And images will pop up, and then you just watch the images. And while you actually watch the images, make sure you have 3 phones on you. And if you don't have 3 phones on you, you are not a business person, okay? And you must understand that business people have something to do, okay? So I always have something to do, and I'm always interested in my world. I promise you, I'm the most interesting person in my world. I promise you, there's nobody much more interesting than me. And I understand exactly where people are coming from, but you have to understand to learn to mirror people. And you must understand to get yourself around people who are content creators. I mean, people who are always creating something, okay? I mean, if you understand that, I promise you that's going to help you to grow. I promise you, be around people who are creating books and creating something around the world, around knowledge, and being able to give you resources, okay? Because that's how you actually grow. And you must understand that I see a lot of people on TikTok. I mean, they're talking with girls on TikTok. I mean, big deal. I mean, you must understand that the thing is that what's interesting is to TikTok with people is a social occasion, okay? I mean, you learn something from it. But the thing is, it gets you in the mood. I mean, it gets you social, okay? But the thing is, if you want to really, really grow yourself in the moment, then make sure you understand to grow alone, okay? I mean, go and grow alone. But if you grow with people, I'm pretty sure the other people are always going to judge you, and they're always going to reminisce about you in a way that they're going to gossip about you because you're doing something much better than them, okay? And you must understand, if you really want to do something much better than other people, make sure you have a better legacy than other people. So for example, my friends from the past are not going to teach their kids as much as I'm going to teach my kids, because I have over 800 hours of video content that I've made already for my kids to watch. Once they are born into this world, they're going to be able to watch all my videos. And long after I'm gone, I'm probably they're going to be able to go back on my videos, and they're going to be able to learn from every single video that I've done. And I've made also 34,000 quotes. I've made also all these audio journals. I've made all these nice and beautiful content to be able to teach them. And plus, in real life, I'll teach them this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that. I'm always going to be interested with my kids. I promise you now, I may never have kids, for example. I may never be someone who has a kid, okay? Because I'm not going to chase a woman for a kid. I promise you I'll never chase a kid, okay? I'll never chase anybody, okay? And you must understand that the thing is that when I chase something, I chase my dreams, okay? I chase my dreams. I chase this person. I chase that person there. I chase Jesus Christ, okay? I chase Jesus Christ every single day of my life in some kind of way. So I'm failing in some areas of my life right now. I'm failing in my obesity. I'm obese at the moment, and I'm smoking cigarettes, okay? But the thing is that that's not going to hold me back from doing my videos. I'm pretty sure that's not going to hold me back from doing something that's really, really beneficial for myself, to express myself, because I have confidence now. And you must understand that before, I didn't have confidence to get up on a video. I didn't have public speaking skills to be able to be in front of people, to speak in front of people, to build that skill to be able to go and talk in front of people. I mean, you must understand, to build that skill for yourself, because it makes you much more of a leader, okay? So make sure, if you want to really, really help yourself to absorb information, you must understand how to learn how to read every single day of your life. You have to understand every single day of your life you have to be reading something, but you have to understand every single day is always going to be a new day, okay? So in my life, you must understand there's always something new for me to do. I'm always looking for things to do in my life. I'm always looking for content to create. I'm always making sure every single day that my life is going to be the best it can be. And the best it can be right now is through information. I have to understand that the best thing that I can do for myself on any given basis right now is build my legacy. And I have nothing else in plan other than building my legacy. I mean, you must understand, that's the most important thing for me. I mean, you must understand, I want to have a great legacy. I want to make sure every single day that people get information that they deserve from me, and that I also just make sure every single day that I'm talking as much as possible for myself to grow and for myself to learn, because there's nothing else much more important than that. So when I go on TikTok, for example, you must understand that I ask these women questions. I ask them questions like random questions, and you must understand that they are unable to answer me. I mean, they say, I don't know. I mean, they don't know the answer to the question. I mean, they think I'm weird. I mean, you must understand that these women are never for me, because they don't have the information that I'm looking for. I mean, so you must understand that if I'm looking for anything, I'm looking for information, and anybody who's willing to give me free information is where I go, okay? I go where the free information is. I go where the free affordability of life is. So anywhere where it's free for me to deliver my content the best, and where it's much more silent for me to do so, is the best occasion for me. So for example, when I go through life, I look for silence. I go the silent way. Okay, I try to go be silent with myself. I try to be with myself, and I try to be in the presence of the moment with myself, and I try to actually always deal with life on a daily basis. But am I happy right now? I'm happy, okay? I'm happy to some extent, okay? I understand that I'm happy. I mean, you can tell by my attitude that I'm happy to some extent, okay? And now, am I upset? I promise you, guess what? I'm not upset to some extent, okay? But the thing is that you must understand that I always have to do better, of course. So yes, I'm upset to some extent, but I'm also happy to some extent at the same time. So that equals balance in my life, okay? The thing is that I'm not crying, and I'm not crying anymore. And you must understand, the last time I cried was ages ago. I mean, you must understand, I don't cry anymore. I don't have feelings to cry anymore. I mean, you're saying, I mean, it's not like, I mean, it's like once you reach a certain threshold of information, you don't cry anymore. I mean, crying doesn't become something that is worth doing anymore. I mean, you're saying, I mean, crying only gets you down and upset. I mean, for me, I'm not an upset guy to cry. I mean, I'm not upset to the extent to cry. I mean, I'm happy to the extent to never cry. I mean, I understand if I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna cry tears of joy. I'm gonna be really happy. I mean, you understand? I mean, that's the only time I cry is if I have tears of joy. And you must understand that is something that happens rarely. I mean, when I have tears of joy, it happens rarely. I mean, you must understand. The thing is that now, since I'm understanding much more about information and going through life in a different way, you must understand that people provide different resources and different information for you to succeed. But people who prosper in the workplace the most are the people who are the fastest learners and people who are willing to adapt very quickly to change. Okay, you must be learning how to change yourself on a daily basis. You must learn to adapt to information every single day. You must learn to adapt your skills every single day, to learn every single day how to prosper yourself. I mean, you must learn how to actually study philosophy, study everything that you can. I mean, you understand? I mean, make sure every single day you're reading the most you can. I mean, if anything, in terms of advice that I can give you is watch all my videos. I mean, watch all my quotes. I mean, make sure you understand to go and really give money for my quotes out there. And make sure you understand that no matter what, you can get it for free on Mega Drive. If you just click on my link below my YouTube channel, you'll find my Mega Drive link. And then just go into my Mega Drive and download the Mega Drive application and download all my quotes into your phone, okay? It's for free. And then you have to read it on approach, then you have to read it in silence. And you must understand that the more you read from me, the more you get my mindset and the more you understand what I'm doing, okay? I promise you, I have something to do and I have a passion and I'm growing that passion with every single word. I'm building brick by brick, and you have to understand that in 10 years time, I promise you, if I continue to learn at this pace, I promise you what's going to happen is something magnificent. I promise you something amazing is coming in my life. And I understand some amazing imaginality, in terms of amazing, I promise you, amazing imagination is coming into my life. And you must understand I'm traveling places. You must understand I'm going places. And how am I going places? I'm going places through words. I'm going places through images. I'm going places through silence. I'm going places where peace is, and I'm going places where I can breathe, okay? And you must understand, those are the places where I go. So I never go out there, for example, where a smoker is, for example. And now, you must understand that I don't want to hang around with smokers, okay? Even though I'm a smoker, I don't want to hang around with smokers because they influence me to smoke, okay? So the thing is, the more I get away from smoke overall, the better for me. So I don't want to be around smokers who are smoking in front of me because they fill up the air with smoke, okay? So I want to try to help myself in that way to never be around smokers, okay? So once I reach my mum's house over there in Germany, I promise you I'm not going to be a smoker over there. And she understands that she's going to send me back to Australia if I smoke cigarettes over there. So the thing is that coming back to my dad over here is not an option for me at the moment. But the thing is that it can be also an option for me. And I don't mind to come back to my dad over here and live with my dad because I understand him. I understand exactly where his mindset is. I understand exactly what he learns and what he understands and observes in life, and understand exactly how to talk to him. And you must understand that if you want to understand anything about life, learn how to talk to people, okay? And if you learn how to understand to dissociate and associate yourself with people in a way that you dissociate and discern yourself with people in a way that you acknowledge all their thoughts and you acknowledge them and respect them the most you can, I promise you that way you're going to respect yourself the most, okay? So the thing is that every single day, that if you want to really benefit your life in a different way and you want to really grow yourself in different ways, you have to be interesting. And the only thing in life about interesting people are people who have better habits. So you must understand that the interesting person on the planet is who has the best habits in life. I mean, in a sense, so I have a nice and beautiful life. I see a beautiful imagination in my life. And this life is going to be tremendous because I have a beautiful imagination coming up. And it's much more how I have all these nice and beautiful theories about life that I want to give you. And there's a lot more that I can give you. But you must understand, I'm always constantly reading. And now reading feeds me knowledge. And because it feeds me knowledge, I give you that knowledge. And then I build my legacy through that knowledge. And now my mom doesn't understand what I'm doing. I promise you, she doesn't believe in my legacy. I promise you, she doesn't believe in me teaching. I promise you, she says that I make no money out of this. But you must understand, I make a lot of money out of this, and I make a lot of things come true for myself the more I express myself, because she doesn't understand what personal development is, okay? So what I teach you is personal development. I teach you really spiritual things. I teach you how to have a nice and beautiful life in your life. I teach you everything about life in terms of life, okay? So you must understand, every single day I teach you information that's going to provide you with services and expertise in different areas of life that's going to help you to go and grow yourself and other people in the best ways possible. And you must understand, that's my passion and that's my duty, and that's what I came here to do. And I do that for free. I do that for free. I don't charge you a damn cent for that. I mean, because I never want to charge you for what I love the most, okay? And you must understand, every single day I don't want to charge people for what I love to do, okay? Because money doesn't make me happy, okay? What makes me happy is making sure that every single day that I have enough of everything, okay? I have enough money. I have more than enough of everything, okay? So you must understand, every single day, that no matter what, that when I have more enough of everything, I have more enough of information in my life. And you must understand, I have to keep learning. I have to keep growing. And you must always understand that enough information is always going to get you satisfied, okay? So every single day you must understand to always be more satisfied with your life, but make sure you always stay in a way that you are growing yourself in a nice and beautiful fashion. And now, do you have to be dissatisfied in life? Of course, you don't have to be dissatisfied, but you can be dissatisfied in a way that you want to grow yourself, okay? So make sure you understand that I never want to be this person, okay? Because I'm dissatisfied, okay? I'm dissatisfied with the person I am today. And you must understand, I want to grow myself. I want to make sure every single day that I'm doing the best I can. And that's going to get me forward. I promise you, I'm very motivated. I'm very driven every single day to succeed. And that's the only thing that matters to me right now. So you must understand, because I have this imagination and because I have this information going about, I promise you I can do something with that. I can really, really go places with that. And I can really, really teach people with that. I mean, I can really, really have this beautiful life for myself. And I'm understanding it's really, really that I'm planning everything on video at the same time. But I can see a beautiful life for myself. I can see that I'm going to prosper. I'm going to succeed. And I'm going to be much more successful than other people in some areas, okay? And you must understand that the thing is, every single day, that I'm going to be successful in the most areas of life every single day. Because I'm understanding that no matter what, that I'm always learning how to grow. I'm always understanding that once you grow, you can never go back, okay? You can never stop growing. I mean, the moment you stop growing is the moment you start dying. And the moment you start dying, I promise you, that's misery. I promise you, misery is just dying and doing nothing in life. I mean, you must understand that sometimes you have to do nothing in life to succeed, okay? And you must understand that when I do nothing, I do meditation, for example. I breathe, I just close my eyes, I observe my thoughts, I take myself out in imagination somewhere, I fall asleep, okay? I have a nap, for example, or I just imagine, I just look at the ceiling, I just relax, and I'm very cozy in my bed, and I'm just relaxing and doing things that is helping me to understand much more about information and how to live a better life. I'm always thinking how to do better, okay? I'm always thinking in ways of helping my legacy to grow. So I'm always understanding that I'm doing things I'm doing things in regard for my legacy, okay? Because you must understand that if you don't have a legacy in this life, then you have nothing at all, okay? So you may have Jesus Christ, okay? And everybody has Jesus Christ, but wouldn't you want to leave a footprint in this world? I mean, don't you want to leave something behind for other people to recognize? I mean, look at Nikola Tesla. I mean, Nikola Tesla left a legacy behind, and he left information behind for other people to grow with. I mean, so don't you want to do the same? I mean, look at Albert Einstein. I mean, Albert Einstein was doing a lot of metaphysics in the world and a lot of inspiration and a lot of inspirational work in the world, and he left the things behind for us to see and for us to experience through him. And you must understand, don't you want to do the same thing? I mean, don't you want to go through life experiencing and living your experience while talking your experience out on the camera and living that experience in a beautiful fashion every single day and making sure that you're living the happiest life? I mean, don't you want to do that? I mean, don't you want to make sure that your imagination is the best it can be? I mean, you understand? So the best your information can be in life is to grow your information every single day and to make sure that you're always reading something, because information is always going to drive you to move forward. Okay, so the more you read, the more you motivate yourself to grow. And the more you grow, the more you overcome your boundaries, and the more you'll set disciplines, and the more you'll start planning, and the more you become rich. Okay, so make sure you understand, if you want to become rich, you have to search information, and you have to look for that information right now. I promise you can find that information that you're looking for. I promise you, if you search for that information that you want, I promise you, if you search for it more than enough, I promise you will find riches in that information. I promise you that information is going to satisfy you, and that information is going to bring you joy. I promise you that information is going to bring you something in the planet. I promise you that information is going to help to unlock you in some kind of way. So there's a lot of things going about affiliate marketing, for example. And now you must understand that affiliate marketing is something that is a slow process. And you must understand to talk to people online, for example. And you must understand that the more you talk to people online, the more you spread information. And the more you spread information, the more you learn information along with that. So you must understand to learn the business of talking skills. And then that way you have to understand that you get your clients worth of knowledge like that. And you must understand that, for example, eventually you start to earn $1. You start to earn something much more rich in the process. So you must understand, that's how you make money online. So you must understand, if you really want to understand how to make money, if you want to, if you understand something, that more money doesn't make you happy. Okay, you must understand, more money doesn't make you happy. Just remember that, because you must understand that you have other people in life chasing money. They're chasing a lot of money. Okay, and money doesn't make them happy. I promise you, enough money to live today makes you happy. So if you have enough to make sure that you have your needs met today, I promise you, that's the happiest you can be. Okay, I promise you, what are your needs? Look at your needs. You need a roof over your head, you need food, you need clothing, you need electricity in your life. Okay, you need water. Okay, you need, what else? I promise you, nothing else. I promise you, nothing else you need. I promise you, make sure you satisfy your needs. Okay, and that's all you ever need. I promise you, you have to understand that 9-to-5 jobs help you to be able to earn money so that you can live life. Okay, so that you can survive in life, and so you can thrive as well. So make sure you're investing your money in the best places. Okay, but you must understand that my life, everything I've been given for free. You must understand that up to the age of 30, you must understand the government has been giving me money. Okay, and you must understand, am I ashamed about that? I probably should know. Why would I be ashamed of it when pensioners are getting their money as well from the government? They're 60 years of age and they're getting money from the government. They're 70 years of age and they're getting money from the government. They're 80 years of age and they're getting money from the government. They're 90 years of age and they're getting money from the government. Why would I be ashamed? When you understand? So the thing is that every single day, my life is always much more successful. You must understand. And because I'm much more successful, I'm reading more, and that's why I'm much more successful. I'm understanding to read more. I'm always reading much more knowledge and material, and that way I'm understanding to always fill my mind with nice and beautiful knowledge that's going to help me in every single day of life. Okay, so if you understand every single day to do that for yourself every single day, you're always going to find better ways and better techniques to be able to grow yourself in different ways. So make sure you understand that there's a lot happening in the world. And when I look at people, I see a lot of stupid people. Okay, I see a lot of stupid people that are losing in life, and they're losing in their legacy, and they're losing time. They're chasing girls. Big deal, man. You must understand, I was that guy chasing girls, and you must understand that I never ever got satisfied. I was never satisfied with that chasing. I promise you, what satisfies me right now is never chasing girls. I promise you, must understand that what satisfies me the most is when a girl chases me. And you must understand that satisfies me even more. So, if a woman doesn't chase me, I'm satisfied the way I am. I don't need a woman to satisfy me. And you must understand, I don't need a woman to be in my life. I was born alone, and I'm going to die alone. I don't need a woman in my life. You understand? I don't need a woman in my life. Do you understand? That's just the way it is, because where's the woman, man? They're not in my life, are they? So I don't need them. I don't need them in my life. Do I need them to do this video for me? Do I need to hold their hand to make love to them? I probably no. I don't need to make love to a woman. Do you understand? What's the big deal? A lot of people chasing sex these days. I'm pretty sure they're always chasing hot women to have sex with. That's a stupid, childish act. It's so stupid and it's so immature to chase a woman to fuck her only. You must understand, that's the most stupidest thing that you can do. And you must understand that if you chase a woman, at least chase a woman to marry her and not just to fuck her whole. I mean, you must understand, because that makes you an arrogant prick. I mean, you understand? And I've done that, and I've been an arrogant prick. I mean, you understand? I've been chasing women before in my life just to fuck their hole and nothing else. I mean, nothing else interested me. I mean, you understand? I mean, that was a stupid asshole that I was, okay? And why was that? Because I didn't have the information. I was unaware of what I was doing. But then I grew much more mature in my life, okay? I grew much more mature in my life, and I started to realize that it's not chasing women that makes me happy. I promise you, it's more when women chase me. That's when I'm happiest. I mean, I'm happiest when a woman chases me. I'm happiest when people chase me. I'm not happy when I chase people. I mean, I was always the one picking up people with a car. I was always driving them. But they were never driving me. I mean, they were never driving me. I was always driving them. I was always picking up them. I was always calling them. I mean, I was stupid. I mean, never ever do that. I mean, never call other people. I mean, never chase other people. I mean, let them chase you and let them be in your life. I mean, you understand? So, I'm telling you this from personal experience. So, I said to Jesus Christ before this video, I'm doing this video for you, Jesus Christ. I mean, you understand? And the thing is that I'm just inspired. I'm inspired by my information. I'm inspired by this world. I'm inspired to live again. I'm inspired to make sure every single day that I'm growing myself every single day the best way I can. Because I understand that what's important for me right now is to grow the most. And I understand that growing is a thing that you can do, and it's not, I promise you, it's not difficult. I promise you, it's not difficult to grow. I promise you, it's not difficult to grow if you're willing to read. I promise you, if you're willing to read, you can do anything. Or if you're just willing to read more, or if you just read more, I promise you there's lots of information out there that's going to satisfy you. I promise you information satisfies. I promise you when you have information, you have soul. I promise you have your soul back. I promise you have who you are. I promise you the more you read your information in the world, I promise you the more you're going to be beneficial in the world, and the more you're going to prosper in the world, and the more you're going to be able to go and grow into the person that you want to be. I mean, you're saying, but who's going to watch this video? From my friends out there? Russian, nobody. Russian, they're missing out on this video. I don't care about them. I mean, I don't care about them. I mean, listen, I care about them in a way. Hey, I'll post my video on YouTube, and if you want to watch it, go watch it. I care about you in that way. But if you don't want to watch it, I mean, if you don't want to watch it, I don't care, man. I mean, go find somebody else in life. What you're saying? I mean, go find someone else to get your information from. I mean, saying, because I'm not going to chase other people to follow me in life. I'm not going to chase other people, but what I'm going to do is spread my information much more into the internet. I mean, you understand? Because that's how Jesus Christ does it. I mean, Jesus Christ never chases me. I understand Jesus Christ, I chase Jesus Christ. I mean, understand? I mean, understand? So every single day you must understand that why do I chase Jesus Christ? Because Jesus Christ shows me the life. I mean, Jesus Christ shows me the ultimate way of being. I mean, understand? So every single day of my life, I understand something. I understand that I'm always going to live a better life moving forward with information. I'm always going to understand that I learned from rich people. I learned from rich people something about life. I learned that I broke through barriers of information. I mean, you must understand that people don't read much. I mean, you must understand that they're so stupid. I mean, there are a lot of people that are so stupid in life, and that's why they have low-paying jobs. I mean, you must understand, that's why I get money from the government, because I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job to be a slave for $20 an hour. I mean, you must understand, I'd rather get the money for free and just live my life. I mean, be in peace and quiet for a bit. And then eventually I start working. But the thing is that once I start a 9-to-5 job, probably it's going to be more of a social occasion than anything else. And it's going to be much more of a learning experience for me as well, because I'm going to be learning for the first time ever how to keep a 9-to-5 job, because I never ever kept a 9-to-5 job in my life. I mean, you must understand, and I'm never going to keep a 9-to-5 job in my life, I promise you. Because a 9-to-5 job for me is not the actual way of life. And what the way of life for me is, I understand, is to build my legacy. Because the 9-to-5 job out there doesn't build your legacy. It builds other people's legacies. Okay? The 9-to-5 job is out there for you to make money so that you can live life. Because that's how the government has set you up. The government set you up to work a 9-to-5 job like a slave for money, okay? So that you can live life, so that you pay your taxes, and so that you shut the fuck up, and so that you let the politics be rich. And make sure you understand every single day, let the politics be rich. But the thing is, make sure you understand that never shut the fuck up. I mean, never shut the fuck up. But in front of other people, shut the fuck up. I mean, understand? I mean, shut the fuck up in front of other people. Because other people never want to hear what you have to say. Because they're so ignorant. I'm pretty sure there are people out there that are so ignorant. And they, as soon as you start motivating them, probably they tell you to shut the fuck up. And, I mean, you understand? So make sure you be quiet and be silent. And act fucking stupid in front of other people. And make sure that you act smart in front of yourself. I mean, make sure that when you're around yourself and when you're really, really understanding what I'm doing and how smart I am in life, you'll start following what I'm doing, and then you'll understand exactly what I mean. I mean, you understand? Because I'm fucking stupid in front of other people. I'm fucking stupid in front of... I blubber in... I blubber in front of other people. I mean, you understand? I mean, listen to me. I mean, I act fucking stupid in front of them because that way they love me. I mean, they love me for the person I am. I mean, you understand? I never ever want to be so smart in front of other people. I mean, you understand? I want to be on their level. Okay, so if you reach people on their level and you talk on their intelligence, I promise you, make sure you understand that they're always going to love you. But if you speak above their intelligence, they're always going to be jealous of you. They're going to be jealous of you. And make sure you understand that my psychiatrist out there is very jealous of me. I mean, he's very jealous of me. And that's why he hates me, okay? He hates me and he wants me to suffer, okay? And no worries, I'm very sure. The thing is that what goes around comes around every single day, bitch. Because what's going to happen to him in life is somebody else is going to do that to him, and it's not going to feel good. I'm pretty sure he's not going to feel good about that. So make sure you understand that karma always comes back to you. I mean, so make sure you understand that what you do to other people will do to you. I mean, because that's how it is, and that's the kind of vibe you set up in the world. So make sure you understand every single day, set a better vibe for yourself and other people. And that way you always have better vibes around you. I mean, so make sure you always go around the better vibe people every single day, and make sure you're always much more successful around yourself, because that's the only way of life. So this whole time I've been speaking with a pen, and it's been helping me to actually talk. It's been helping me to categorize my thoughts, and it's been able to help me in terms of being able to speak to you in terms of tones and in terms of rhythms. I mean, in a sense, so every single day it's like I'm just always talking. I'm talking in a nice way. I'm talking in a nice and beautiful fashion and in a nice and beautiful speed. And that's why I'm always learning how to grow myself regardless of the situation. So learn from my mistakes and learn from everybody's mistakes. I mean, you understand? And that's what reading does for you. I mean, the more you read, the more you get to learn from other people's mistakes, and the more you understand that you don't have to make the same mistakes they did. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand to stay away from 99% of life. Stay away from 99% of life and go where the 1% go. I mean, being that 1% of people who are building their legacy and who are really, really succeeding every single day, prospering and making sure that their legacy is going to thrive in life and that they are going to do something amazing in this planet. I mean, so make sure every single day that if you do that, you're always going to be inspired. But if you don't do nothing in life, I promise you're always going to be unmotivated. I promise you're going to have nothing to do. I promise you're going to be miserable. I promise you're going to maybe kill yourself. I promise you're going to have depression. I promise you must understand that if you find your purpose, I promise you your purpose is to read more. Okay, your purpose is to find more information. And the more information you find, the more interesting you become as a person, okay? And make sure you understand that in front of other people, make sure that you understand that you have to be interested in other people, okay? You have to show interest to other people, but make sure you understand to be stupid in front of them, okay? Make sure you never show intellect. I mean, never show them your intellect in front of other people. Make sure they understand that if you want to be stupid in front of other people, give them more silence than anything else, because that's the best way to actually show you're stupid, okay? Because when they are talking more than you, you are succeeding more than them, okay? So make sure you understand the whole point of life is to make sure that other people are always talking more than you in front of you, okay? But when you are away from people, make sure that you are talking more than other people. I mean, do you understand that? So that's, it's the yin yang of life. I promise you. So just remember this, that when you're in front of other people, make sure that they are talking more than you, okay? Because that way you be silent. But when you are away from other people, make sure that you are talking more than other people, because that talking more is going to keep you successful and he's going to show more success, because people who talk more have more success. I mean, you understand that? Because talking more has a nice and beautiful effect, and probably has a beautiful effect, that people who talk more are always going to be doing more, okay? So the more you talk words in the planet, the better you do, okay? But make sure you're never talking words to other people, okay? Never be talking words to other people, okay? Make sure you show them the most silence, because when you show them the most silence in the world, you're going to be the smartest person in the planet, okay? I mean, make sure you understand that, because other people can never replicate what you understand in terms of silence, okay? I promise you, you have to understand that other people don't understand you when you're silent. In a sense, so when you're understanding that when you're silent, you have an advantage over them to be smarter than those people, okay? So make sure you never waste your time gambling. I mean, make sure that you never waste your time going around other people who are gambling, because they are stupid people, okay? They have nothing to do, okay? So make sure you go around people that have something to do, or don't go around other people. I mean, understand? So make sure you understand that if you go around other people who are talking more than you, you are successful, okay? Because make sure you're just never the one talking over the people. I mean, make sure that you're never talking over other people. I mean, make sure that other people are talking over you, because that's how you become successful, okay? And why is that? Because when other people are talking more than you, I promise you they're the loudest in the room. And when the person's the loudest in the room, I promise you they're the weakest. I promise you the most silent people in the room are always the strongest people in the room, okay? I mean, you must understand, the most silent people in the room are the most strongest, and just remember that. So make sure you understand, always get away from other people as much as possible if you want to be the most successful in the world, because other people are always going to feed you shit. I mean, they're going to feed you shit. They have nothing to say to you. I mean, you must understand that other people have nothing to say to you. So make sure you go to other people who have something to say to you, that are really, really doing great in life, and that people who are really successful in life. I mean, go around those people. I mean, so when you go around successful people who are really, really successful, make sure that they are talking more than you. And that way you're going to show more success that way than you talking over the really successful people. I mean, so make sure you understand that. So every single day, if you want to be the most successful person on the planet, be silent. I mean, that's what I've learned. So make sure you understand every single day, no matter what, every single day, I'm always learning something different. I'm always learning a nice and beautiful skill in my life. So every single day, no matter what happens, you have to learn how to actually be positive around yourself and other people every single day. So make sure you understand that no matter what, make sure every single day that you are always the most silent person in the room. Every single day, look for silence and be around silence much more often than not. I mean, you understand? So that way you actually always succeed much more. But what am I doing behind the scenes? I mean, you must understand that behind the scenes, my success is speaking louder than words. I'm probably my success is speaking louder than words, because I'm doing something behind the scenes that's going online, and people are starting to recognize Danny Milivojevic has 34 quote books online. Because she has 34,000 quotes online, and also he has over 800 hours of live coaching videos online, and he has a mega drive, and he has all these nice and beautiful fashion photos of himself online. I mean, wow, this guy's speaking louder than words. I mean, so always be speaking louder than words. I mean, so if you're speaking louder than words, that's because you're away from other people. I mean, so make sure if you're away from other people, make sure you always go away from other people in real life. Be away from other people in real life, but go around successful people in real life, and be silent in front of them, okay? But the thing is that if you move away from people altogether, make sure you go around audiobooks, and make sure you go around YouTube channel and start learning something, and start reading materials every single day, and start learning something around books, and start educating yourself. And self-education is the best education. So make sure you understand that if you really want to learn something every single day, you're going to learn self-education. You're going to be able to go and really, really prosper around being able to understand what you're actually talking about. So for example, with my mum, I understand that with her, it's much more that I be silent with her much more than it is to talk to her. I mean, you understand, because she doesn't understand me, and she doesn't understand my point of view at all. I mean, she doesn't understand me at all, but she's trying to talk to me, and she's trying to add value to me. And you must understand, it's much better that I show her silence than it is to talk to her. I mean, it's much more better for me to show people silence than it is to talk to them. I mean, so make sure you understand that. So make sure you understand that, for example, my friend over here, Kurt Simpson, I mean, make sure you understand, I'm not going to message him anymore. I mean, because the thing is, you have to understand that if I start chasing other people, actually they're gonna start feeling that I'm desperate for them. I mean, you must understand. So what's important for me is to understand to never ever message those people ever again, and to never talk to them ever again. So make sure you understand every single day that if you get someone's number, make sure you understand that it's much more better for them to ask for your number than it is for you to ask for their number. But make sure you understand that if you do ask for their number, just never message them again, but make sure that they message you somehow. I mean, make sure that people are coming up to you for help. I mean, you understand, and that way you have to become much more successful like that. And you must understand that way you become even more successful when people are coming up to you for help than when you are going for other people for help. So make sure you understand either way. Make sure you're always asking for help. I mean, make sure you're always asking for help so you actually do better. Because those people who actually do better are always the people that you need in your life. I mean, you understand? So every single day, always understand that there's always the thing that about Danny Milivojevic, that when I start speaking or when I start talking, that I understand what I'm talking about, okay? Even though I'm a smoker, I understand that no matter what, that soon enough I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. And you must understand that I promise you, every single day I'm understanding that I can overcome my demons. I can overcome everything I ever set in my life. I can overcome it as long as I achieve a greater life. I mean, and that's what I can do on a daily basis. So make sure you understand every single day, guys, make sure you enjoy yourself and make sure you be number one in your life and put God first in your life. Because when God's first in your life, you'll do the best job and you'll make sure every single day that you're always prospering and being abundant. So make sure you understand every single day that you're doing the best job for yourself and other people so you grow, and so you understand that there's no time for doing anything else other than growing in life, so you understand how to do better. So anyway, guys, make sure you understand every single day to just go and prosper for yourself, and see you guys in the next videos. Because make sure you always make sure that you're always keeping coming back to these videos every single day, that I'm feeding you every single day this nice and beautiful information, because it's going to be words of truth, and it's going to be something that's going to be understandable for you to understand how to recognize and how to actually deal with your life on a daily basis in different ways. Okay, I teach you every single trick under the book, as long as you are learning from me. I mean, make sure you're always learning from other people as well. I mean, make sure you're learning as much as possible, but stick to one mentor, as Grant Cardone says. I mean, make sure you understand that. For myself, I have as many mentors as possible, and make sure you understand that every single day stick to as many mentors as possible, but make sure you always understand every single day to learn as much as possible from everybody, and that way you learn the most. See guys, the one thing that you can do in life is you can go and maneuver yourself to talk with a pen. I mean, do you understand a pen? So for example, when you have a pen, it's going to be much more easier for you to be able to go and replicate whatever you want around life, and you're going to be able to maneuver your thoughts around in terms of you're going to be able to have a rhythm while you're actually speaking, which is very important while you're public speaking or while you're doing anything in life. I mean, if you want to have a nice and beautiful balance in your life, make sure you have a pen. Make sure you invest inside of a pen and invest your money into a pen so that you have a better way of life, and so that you really, really do something with your pen that you can actually understand that it's much more about learning the information and making sure that you're giving out information, because the more information you give out, guys, the better you're going to become. So another helpful tip is to make sure that you're using your pen to go and, for example, you can see this nice and beautiful pen has a rubber on the top of it, and it's a special pen that I can go and press on my phone, and I can go and do whatever I want on my phone with a touch screen, because the pen can actually press the actual application for me, and I can maneuver my way around the phone easily with a nice and beautiful pen. So also what I want to teach you is very quickly, for example, when you have Netflix, for example, I'll just show you very quickly what I mean by Netflix over here. So if you look at Netflix, for example, and how I actually watch movies and how I actually watch anything, I watch a lot of cartoons these days, and because I watch cartoons, I watch very quickly all the scenarios of all the images. So I'll just show you very quickly what. So as you can see over here, you can see cartoon, yeah? But if I go over here, for example, and I press on this with my pen, you see how an image pops up? There's an image pops up over here, but you see how I'm maneuvering around with my pen over here, and I get to see an image. I get to see what's inside of the film. I mean, in a sense, so that's how I watch Netflix, guys. So I get to see the whole Sonic version of this episode, and I get to see the images regarding that nice and beautiful. So do you see how I've seen images? I've seen all the images, basically most of the images of that nice and beautiful episode just with my pen. I use my pen and I just go and I just look at the images very quickly, and that's what I do on Netflix, for example, and that helps me to grow and that helps me to do better in life. So that's why I'm understanding that if you want to do and you want to think and you want to do something around life, I'm understanding that what I'm going to do also is I'm going poker tonight and I'm going to use my pen. I'm going to use my pen to replicate, to just be able to go maneuver around and just learn what people are doing and what people are saying and what people are thinking about with my pen. So for example, when I'm on the table, I'm just going to have my pen over here. I'm going to learn how to actually just help myself to play poker while I'm actually holding a pen in my mind in terms of my hand. And that way I'm going to play a better game, and I'm going to be able to help myself to do much better in life, to think around and just to play with something on the table, for example, which is going to be very, very important for me tonight on poker, in terms of at poker. So if you play poker cards, guys, make sure you try a pen. I mean, try flickering around with a pen while you play poker, and that way you may have much more better thoughts, and you may have a better way of mind, and you may have also better awareness, because you can flick around your pen and you can really see what people are thinking about, and you can really be aware about the moment. So what I find when I'm speaking to you especially is I'm flicking around my pen, for example, and because I'm flickering around my pen, you can see my mood. This is my mood. I mean, I'm nice and bubbly right now. I mean, in a sense, so I have a nice and beautiful bubbly feeling around me, and because I actually grow, I actually do something that's productive. So that's the only thing that I want to teach you in this video. And you must understand that if you want to grow, guys, you must understand every single day, learn to always persuade yourself to do better. Make sure every single day that you stay away from drugs. Make sure you're never smoking. Make sure every single day you're doing something in regards to understanding what I taught you in this video. For example, make sure that you utilize on Netflix and watch all the images of Netflix, because that's how you actually grow. So I have 3 phones, guys. I mean, you can see, for example, over here I have 1 phone. Over here I have another phone. I'm also recording. I'm recording with another phone over here, so as you can see. So whatever you've seen in this video is the truth about me at the moment. And you must understand that, for example, if you want anything in terms of incense, you must understand what incense is. I mean, do you understand those Chinese people who go around and they burn incense? I mean, they burn that candle and it flies up in the air, and all this nice and beautiful smell around the table is going on. And you must understand that I light one up before bed, and I just sleep toward, and I just make sure I'm always calming myself down in a nice and beautiful fashion, making sure I'm always delivering content, making sure I'm doing something in regards to helping myself to grow. So what's the time now? I mean, the time's always now, but I have plenty of time. But I'm understanding every single day that if you want to really, really succeed, guys, make sure that you make some content around town. Make sure that you're doing something around content every single day, and just really, really grow for yourself. But make sure you utilize Netflix. Really, I mean, it's really important. Make sure you get yourself a pen. Make sure you go to poker. Make sure you play with and flicker around with a pen, and make sure you understand straight away that you're going to do a better job while you're public speaking as well, or while you're doing a video. Make sure that you use a pen, and that way you're always thinking. I mean, you're always thinking in the mind what you're going to say and what you're going to do, because your pen is always maneuvering that nice and beautiful attitude that you want in your life. So every single day you must understand those are the nice and beautiful tips in this video. And make sure that you burn some incense. I mean, make sure you get some Chinese incense for yourself and burn some incense in your house, because it brings luck, it brings a nice and beautiful fortune into your house, and it brings nice and beautiful calming feelings and relaxes you as well. So it brings a calming effect into your house, and that way you actually do better. Okay, so no matter what, now make sure you guys are doing better, and see you guys in the next video. The window of learning. You guys must understand that if you want to learn, and every single day you want to grow yourself, you have to have better habits. And you have to understand that better habits means having a better mentality about life. So if you really want to breathe much more, so you must understand that if you really want to breathe much more, you have to quit drugs. And you have to understand that breathing is a way of life where you can actually grow yourself in the moment, and you can do something today to succeed. So make sure every single day that you're really learning. And to be really learning for yourself every single day, you have to understand that no matter what happens in life, you have to be learning something. And you have to always understand that the window of learning means to actually grow yourself in the moment. So every single day, you must understand to have a positive attitude about your life so that you can actually do something today to succeed. Because you must understand that every single day is a new day, and you must understand how to grow from that new day moving forward. So if you actually move forward every single day, you're actually talking on the camera, you're doing something that's beautiful, and you're making sure that you're growing yourself in the moment, I promise you nothing can stop you. I promise you now, if you understand every single day to grow yourself in the moment, you're going to understand the open ability to be able to be open-minded and to be able to go and prosper with your learning skills and learning how to actually abbreviate in the moment. So every single day, you have to be learning, and you have to understand that when you learn, you grow, and when you grow, you're actually unstoppable. So no matter what, you must understand that your habits play a vital role in yourself to understand that when you actually have better habits in life, you're going to be able to go and prosper much better, and you're going to be able to deliver much more content, and you're going to be able to go and prosper in a nice and beautiful fashion every single day. Because no matter what happens in life, you have to do better, and you have to understand it's much more that every single day is a new day. So you must understand that if you really grow yourself in the moment, you're always going to find your potential, that you're going to be growing yourself in the moment in different ways. And you're going to understand that if you learn a new language, for example, I promise you're going to have much more words of, you're going to have much more words of vocabulary in your system, and you're going to be able to go and really, really prosper in different nationalities and different ways of being. So to be in the moment every single day is to actually find recognitional skills where you can actually grow yourself. And you have to understand that books are the way. So every single time you read a book, I promise you, it makes you much more positive about the environment around you. So you must understand that if you really, really grow yourself every single day to become the best version of yourself, I promise you that's the road. I promise you that's the best road that you can take. I see. So every single day, guys, make sure that you're always learning. I promise you have to be learning all the time, and you have to always exist in the moment. So when you're actually existing in the moment, when you're actually living in the moment, you're going to be able to go and prosper, and you're going to be successful because you're actually doing your best. And you have to understand that when you're doing your best, you really, really find things to say, and you find words of advice that you can give people in different ways, and you're actually growing in the moment. So you must understand that if you really want to grow, you have to understand to better your habits, because there's no other way to grow other than making sure that you're on the best path every single day, making sure that you take up your cross and follow Jesus Christ every single day, and that you're really, really straightforward with what you say every single day. Because that way you have to understand that no matter what happens, you're always going to do better, because you're actually growing yourself and you're actually always in the moment. So every single day every single day that you're in the moment, you're really going to you're really going to prosper, and you're really going to actually be abundant because you're actually growing. So every single day, you have to understand that no matter what happens in your life, you have to be positive about situations, and you have to actually always do your life a favor every single day to move forward. So every single day is a new day. So the more you actually prosper, and the more you actually do abundance and abundant work in your life, the more happiness you're going to breathe out of yourself. So it's much more about living life in the moment and doing a better job for yourself. I'll welcome you guys back into my video. Now what I want to talk about, guys, is your perspective. I want to talk about your perspective in life, but you have to understand that if you have a great perspective in life, then you're always going to do better. You're always going to learn something about different people and about something to say about life, and you're going to learn every single day about how to actually grow yourself in the moment. So you must understand that if you really want to help yourself grow, you have to think from other people's perspective, and you have to learn from other people's point of view how to live life. And you must understand that the more you read, the better perspective you're going to have about your own life. And then actually what you do is you read much more, and then you grow yourself from people's perspective of mind, and then you learn how to actually talk about life in a positive way, which helps you to understand much more about how to deal with life. And now, if you want to help yourself to understand much more about life, you have to be positive about every situation coming forward and moving forward in life. And you have to really do life in a great way for yourself to understand how to actually live life to the best ability that you can. So every single day, you're always looking to help yourself to grow, and you're making sure every single day that you're learning how to actually grow from other people's point of view, because that way you actually be open-minded by helping yourself understand that your points of view has to be questioned, and you have to question your own points of view about life, because that way you actually be positive and that way you move forward. So every single time now, you must understand that from my perspective and what I do about my life, you must understand I'm always open-minded. I'm always looking from other people's point of view. I'm talking from other people's point of view about how to live life, because you must understand that all information came from other people. And you must understand that if you have anything to do in life, then you have to read, and you have to grow yourself through reading, and you have to actually become the best version of yourself all the time, because that's what you need to do to succeed every single day. You must learn how to be someone very smart, who can actually be positive about situations, and who can actually deal with life on a nice and beautiful basis, living forward and making sure every single day that you're never regretting life and never regretting your choices. So every single time now, you must understand that if you really want to help yourself to benefit life in a positive way, you have to understand that people get happy for certain reasons, and you have to find out why they get happy and why they're actually happy, and you have to study people's lives every single day. And you must understand that when you go somewhere, you have to mirror everybody's image, and you have to understand that everything is set up for you. And you must understand that if you really copycat people in terms of how they think, then you must understand that you're going to become just like those people. So what you do is you copycat. I mean, you make sure every single day that you copycat everybody and have a nice and beautiful image of yourself doing much better around life. And that way you understand straight away how to live life to the best degree possible every single time, because you understand how to grow from people's perspective. And now you must understand that when I go poker, for example, I look at people and I look at the scenarios and I look at the image of everybody, and I make sure every single day that I fit in somehow in a different way of everybody, and I make sure every single day that I'm always different to everybody out there, because I want to be unique and I want to be someone who has my own thoughts and my own opinions about life. But the thing is that no matter what, that I surround myself with better people every single day, and I'm always around people who test me to do better for myself. So you must understand that if I really want to help picture myself in a greater way, I'm always in a dimension of life where I'm actually doing much better for myself all the time. And I'm actually always understanding that no matter what, that there's always more to do every single day. There's always much more that you can do to help people and to make sure that you're thriving every single day, making sure that you're doing something positive for yourself, by making sure that you're always living from other people's point of view. And now you must understand that you must question other people's point of view first, and then make sure that it relates to positivity, and make sure that you understand that once it relates to positivity, then you can move forward by being positive with those people or with that situation. And you must understand to mirror an image of everybody. So make sure you understand that when you actually connect to the source every single day, and you connect yourself to God every single day, I promise you what's going to happen is you're going to be able to think much greater, and you're going to be able to go and be much more spiritual about life. So you must understand that you always must say, God, give me strength to overcome my sins and to overcome something about my life. And to understand that you must understand to keep going in a way of life where you're actually positive and where you're doing something much more positively for yourself, so you can understand to think from God's perspective. And now when you think from God's perspective, then you're always going to do better. You're always going to make sure that there's always a way for you to actually do better for yourself in regards to something that you're really looking forward to in life. So you must understand, if you really want to do better for yourself, you have to read more, because it's going to make you much more positive throughout life, and it's going to make you a positive person to be around. So you must understand that when you're actually talking much more around life, you're always looking to seek much more greater empathy with other people by making sure that you're listening to their perspective and making sure that you understand it's not about what they say, but it's about how they say it. I mean, so make sure you understand that it's not about what's said in life. I promise you, it's about why they said it, and making sure you understand that it's not even about why they said it. I promise you, it's how they say it. I mean, in a sense, so you must understand that from this video, what you need to pick up is how I say things. I mean, in a sense, so the thing is, you have to listen to my tone of voice, and now my tone of voice is going to teach you how to say things. I mean, in a sense, so you must understand that's the how, and the how is every single day. You must understand the how is the image of how they look, and also the benefits of the tone of voice, which is 93% of the communication right now. So you must understand that if you really want to help yourself to understand much more communicational skills, then you have to understand that from other people's point of view, you always have to be much more positive around people, and you must understand always to do better and never fight, but make sure you always doing much better in life. I mean, you have to resolve conflict every single day, and you have to resolve your own issues with yourself. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you're always doing a better job for yourself, regardless of the situation. Every single day, you're doing something positive, and making sure that you're always living to the best extent possible every single day, because that's what's required of you, and that's what you need to do to succeed every single day. You must always learn how to actually abbreviate much better, but you must understand every single day, feel much better for yourself and feel much better about yourself every single day by making sure that you complete words of advice where you're giving words of advice to other people to grow themselves and to actually benefit yourself in the long run, which what is the best thing to do. And you must understand, if you really want to help yourself to grow every single day, you must learn from other people's perspective, and you must learn how to read and write every single day much more positively, and you must learn to speak much more positively every single day of your life. You must be doing something that's going to help other people to grow, because that's how you actually grow yourself in the moment. And now every single day, be positive about the scenario. I mean, be positive about the negative scenario that you might have in your life. I mean, in a sense, so if you're a smoker and you start smoking, be positive about smoking a cigarette. I mean, you understand? I mean, never kill yourself. I mean, be positive about everything, and just understand that you can quit and that you can do greater for yourself every single day. I mean, in a sense, so from other people's point of view, you must understand that there's always more ideas out there that you can learn every single day, that you can learn from other people's perspective about life, because when you read from other people's point of view, you're going to understand much more about life, and you're going to understand that there's always something to learn, and there's always something to do much better for yourself every single day. And you must understand that if you really want to help to make a positive impact, in that you understand something, that it's not about having sex with other people, but it's about multiplying as Jesus Christ said. And you must understand, if you multiply yourself every single day, then you're always going to do better for yourself, and you're going to have compound interest in your life, and you're going to be rich. I mean, in a sense, so richness comes from health, guys. So make sure you're taking care of your health every single day, making sure that your health is number one, so that you understand that health is the number one asset. I mean, in a sense, so when you have your health, you're going to feel good every single day of every single moment, and you're going to understand what life truly is. And that's feeling good in the moment. I mean, you're saying, because if you have $1 million in your bank account, but you feel like shit, I promise you that $1 million is never going to make you feel good. I mean, saying what makes you feel good is a health incline to yourself every single day. You must understand that you have health to some extent right now, but you must understand to always better your health, and always make sure that you're disciplining yourself to do better. But be positive about failing. I mean, be positive about something that's happening in your life that may drag you down, or that may inconsistently be dragging you down right now. I mean, in a sense, so every single day, make sure that you're understanding that no matter what happens in your life, that you're always positive, and that you're always doing a greater way of life, because that's the only way of life, and that's the only way to live life right now. But no matter what happens in life, you're always looking for the better attitude in life, and you're always making sure that you're always doing greater around life, regardless of the situation. So think from God's perspective every single day. Look at God and look at Jesus Christ, and make sure you're thinking from Jesus Christ's perspective what to do in every single moment, because you can overcome it, and you can overcome anything you set your mind to. But make sure you understand that you have to be 100% in it to win it. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand every single day to do better for yourself. I'll welcome you guys back to my next video. So what I want to talk about, guys, is having a great attitude. So if somebody has a great attitude, they're going to have a positive effect throughout life. So if you're really, really positive about what you're saying every single day, then you have to understand to always align yourself with what you're saying, because that way you're living your talk, and that way you're doing a better job for yourself. So if you really want to make a difference in people's lives, you have to have a great attitude, and you have to really, really focus on what you say and why you say it, and make sure you're doing something to help yourself to really, really pronounce yourself much better, because that's the whole point of life, and that's the whole point of living a great life for yourself. So if you really, really want to do something much more spiritual with yourself, then having a great attitude is going to help you to explain that, and it's going to help you to understand much more about life, because the key differences about life every single day is learning how to talk, and it's learning how to be present and in the moment. So if you're really, really dealing with life in a better way, you're always looking for better ways of dealing with life, and you're looking for better ways of saying something, but you're looking at your tones, and you're focusing on your tones and how you really, really present in the world your communication. I mean, do you understand? So if you're nice and beautiful every single day, then you have nothing to worry about, but make sure you're never worrying in the first place. And just make sure that you understand that when you're reading audiobooks, for example, all that you're really looking to do is listen to the tones of how people speak, which is part of the reading. And you must understand that 38% of the communication is tonality. So 7% is what I say, and it's what's said in life. It's 7% of the communication is what's said, and 55% of the language is the body language of the video or the body language or the image of what you see. So if you really want to help yourself to understand much more about life, you have to learn how to talk and you have to learn how to communicate on a daily basis. Every single day you must be always motivating yourself every single day to do better. But you must understand every single day that if you want to live life to the fullest every single day, then you have to focus on yourself. And you have to focus on helping other people to grow. So every single day it's about helping people to grow in terms of communication. So if you're really wanting to do something where you're saying something and then you're thinking about what to say in the moment, then you have to explain what you are thinking about in the moment to people so you can express yourself, and you have to understand to deal with life in a better way all the time so that you can so that you can actually grow. And if you really go back to the word I as you speak, you're going to find better ways of sentencing your nice and beautiful theories about life, because that's the way of life. And you must understand that if you really want to help yourself to understand how I communicate through tone of voice, and part of the nice and beautiful sequence is the image and the 7% of the communication. But the thing is that when I talk, I'm always looking to better my attitude in terms of life. So that's the whole point of life, and it's the whole point of living a great life for yourself, where you can actually help yourself to be a nice person, because nice people always get what they deserve. I mean, in a sense, so if you really want to help yourself to really get a great type of scenario in your life where you're actually helping people, I mean, you're always going to help yourself to understand much more about living in the moment, and you're going to really understand that life is about always thinking from the heart and really doing your heart's worth of knowledge every single day. So even if you really understand something about life, you really want to just express yourself in the video camera so that you can actually help yourself to achieve a great life for yourself. So that's the whole point of actually being in the moment. So if you really want to be in the moment, guys, you have to think from the heart, and you have to really dwell upon favor. I mean, you have to have favor with yourself, and you have to really grow yourself in different ways. But every single day, try to read as much as possible, and try to always indulge in information every single day so that you can get smarter. And the more you actually talk, the better for you. So make sure you understand to always make sure that you're documenting yourself so you can actually grow, and so you can actually do a better way of life for yourself, because that's how you actually do something much more worthy for yourself. So every single day you're looking for a better ideal, you're looking for something to say, and you're just making sure that people understand you. And that's the whole point of having a great attitude. So if you have a great attitude, guys, you're always going to have much more better outcomes in life, and you're always going to deal with life much greater. So it's much more how your tone of voice always explains how you are, and explains how your nice and beautiful personality is. And make sure that you never get angry at anything, but make sure that you let things pass away, and just make sure that you're always moving on from your life. I mean, then you're always moving on in a better direction. I mean, yes, and because when you move on in a better direction, you're going to find different ways of saying something, and you're going to find that when you express yourself, you're going to express yourself in a nice and beautiful way, because that's how you actually talk. And you have to understand that if you really talk in a beautiful way, you're always going to get what you deserve, and you're always going to have much more to life. I mean, in a sense, so if you really understand something about life, you're really going to understand that leadership skills always breeds good attitudes. And if you really have a good attitude, you're always going to help yourself to grow. And that's the whole point of living in the moment. So if you really want to help yourself to understand something about living in the moment and being aware about what you're saying and what you're doing in the moment, then you're going to understand that time passes really quickly. So when time passes really quickly, you have to really be in the moment, and you have to really live in this moment, because that way you're going to really understand much more about spirituality, and really being someone much more worthy for yourself, so you can actually remember much more about life.